Hello, my name is Saida. I'm gonna introduce Naveen. Can you tell us about yourself, please?
I am Naveen, and I have businesses in the United States, in India, and we recently, little over a year, incorporated a firm here in the United Arab Emirates. So I bring a vast experience helping government contractors, manufacturers, and several other consulting firms across the world. So I've garnered several years of experience working with our Department of Defense components in the United States, helping these small businesses across the world secure government contracts, lucrative, make sure that these businesses stay in business. So small businesses stay in business is the challenge these days. So that's pretty much, and we have made a couple of investments in India, and we are looking at investing here in United Arab Emirates, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi as well. Current podcast is all about how we are going to help manufacturing companies across the world ensure they reallocate to Dubai and Abu Dhabi solid mechanisms to attract global manufacturing firms, whether you are in any business sector.
We go for the global manufacturing. Is transforming smart, so sustainable and the high value production. So how is the UAE operated 300 billions aligned with the global shift?
Oh, that's an amazing question to start with. UAE has always envisioned Operation 300 billion strategy, a national objective and a goal to streamline and attract a lot of manufacturing firms from across the world and increase the current GDP. I think it's roughly about 133 billion. Currently, government envision and desires to grow it to 300 billion by 2031. We have about 6 years from today. So it's not just a policy or a plan that's on their bucket list or on their wish list. It has been brainstormed with very well versed with across the policymakers, industrialists, and manufacturing subject matter experts. These numbers are not just random numbers. So when I say the government is envisioning, this is going to be a solid number that is backed by operational level goals, tactical level goals in alignment, then the strategic vision of Operation 300 billion is going to fulfill, and it is going to attract a lot of FDI, I mean foreign direct investing in manufacturing.
What are few sectors the government is attracting?
You have world-class infrastructure. So the government is trying to aim at lucrative sectors that are significantly growing, such as aerospace, electronic vehicles, renewables, smart factories. When I say smart factories, it could be a lean manufacturing or advanced and just-in-time supply chain companies. And apart from that, attracting lucrative technologies.
So countries like Singapore and Germany, they provide strong manufacturing incentives. How does UAE compare in subsidies and financing?
Oh, 100%, I totally agree with you. These are the countries that you named, whether it be Singapore, Germany. They are manufacturing hubs. You name an automobile or you look at Singapore industrialization plan for last 5 decades. It's been one of the most lean, agile manufacturing hub, although they do not have much of the land. But now it's not wise to make this contrast or a comparison. But anyway, I will try to give you a quick comparison how UAE is attracting and how UAE is going to be there or bypassing these countries. Not anytime soon, but they are traveling in the right direction. Let me start with this Operation 300 billion again. So this is not a strategy. This is going to be an operational level mechanism backed up with solid partnerships and proven techniques to attract these manufacturing hubs. So if you look at the Singapore is a small country. It does not have the vast land that UAE currently has. These are model hubs that connects both the world's east and west when you compare, UAE can supply anything to across 75% of the population, of the world population, within 8 hours or less than 8 hours. If you look at the mode of transportations to UAE, that's one advantage to the region. You can export to the GCC in, I don't know, probably 3 or 4 hours or less than 3 or 4 hours by road. And there is going to be a railway network that is going to cover 2,000 kilometers probably by 2030. It's still under the work. But the idea is there is going to be a global connection, not just with the GCC. It can connect to Middle Eastern region. It can connect to Africa, Europe, Americas. I would say less than 8 to 12 hours. And that's what we are talking about. Everything is going to come to fulfillment. So when you talk about replenishing and fulfilling these products in your warehouse or fulfill your end customer needs, you need to be located in a right location. So when I say right location, Dubai is going to be, it has world-class infrastructure. It has world-class ports. It has superb infrastructure. For example, they have Zabel Ali Port, which can cover 15 million 20-foot equivalent containers. Just imagine. It's going to be a massive thing where your custom clearances are going to be simplified, and government is fully prepared to give you all sorts of incentives when you compare. So that's one lovely advantage relocating to Dubai. Apart from the tax regime, apart from the lean mechanisms, apart from agile fulfillment, we are going to talk much more in this podcast.
What is in-country value program and how it's benefit the manufacturing?
In-country value, you often see it as ICV. That's a program that directly supports Operation 300 billion. So this is a sub-program that directly creates a value for the local companies to procure from local vendors, which creates a huge response to the local companies. You're directly driving the demand. You're placing your purchase orders to buy something from your local vendors. So before you go out and source something, if you have in-country, so by the name itself, it says in-country value generation. So that's basically you're sourcing anything that's available in-country first. So let me tell you what are the benefits of this in-country value program. You're going to get a certain threshold and magnitude, a scoring system. You're going to get a high-ranking system on your procurement win scores when you're participating in any of the government contracts in United Arab Emirates. So the idea is basically you source in-house, in-country, you get a higher chances of winning a contract, whether it be a small contract, whether it be depending on your current capabilities, depending on your current volumes. You're directly creating a demand within the country so that these manufacturing companies, when they relocate, they're going to have a lean supply chain network, both upstream, downstream.
So how does UAE foster collaboration between industry? I mean, the bank between the government.
That's an operational level question. So when we talk about Operation 300 billion, attracting FDIs, it all comes back to how smart, how lean, how transparent, how fast government can support these manufacturers. What do a manufacturer need when they relocate to UAE? They need financial capabilities, and how government is going to bolster or support these manufacturing firms. Government has solid tie-ups with the local banks, and they have incentivized several programs, sub-programs to channelize right finances goes to the manufacturers when they relocate. So there is this mechanism by Emirates Development Bank. They have allocated, set aside certain portion of billions of dirhams just to uh, uh, provide capital for qualified firms to strengthen the transition or mobilization of these companies when they relocate to UAE. It's not just Emirates Development Bank. Government is looking at several partnerships. One specific example that you will be astonished to know the facts. They have something called Export Credit Agency. When you set up your manufacturing hub here, when you export, let's say you are commissioned, your facility is now go live, it's fully functional, operational readiness is 100%, meaning you're operating at full throttle, at full level, that you're producing number of units that you're, now you want to export these. So government is backing you up with insurance when you export, providing 95% coverage, meaning let's say you are exporting something to India and your Indian buyer do not pay your invoice. What happens? Either you go out of business or go in a legal way, which is going to waste your number of years. This is what we are kind of creating an outreach. This partnership by the government providing incentives in the form of insurance would cover your 95% of your cost. What I mean by that, 95% of your receivables that are supposed to be paid by a company offshore shall be paid by this insurance provider, given your buyer has gone through insolvency or bankrupt, or if there is a serious challenge in your export countries such as high unrest, political instability, or what's the reasons, I mean, but there is a solid backing by the government. So this should this should completely answer your question.
Naveen, there is a question about innovation. So how does UAE support research and development and technology drive the industries?
I think currently UAE spending is roughly about 1.2, 1.3% of the GDP. So the government is well prepared, geared up to scale, pump that number by double, if not triple, by next subsequent years. Government wants to reach to 2% of GDP. That's a lot. There are several mechanisms that government want to support these manufacturing firms across the world, to scale them up, to put them in touch with the right R&D centers here. Recently, if you're aware, Abu Dhabi Technology Institute partnered with NVIDIA. And now we are not talking about R&D that are not going to yield results, revolutionizing, and there is going to be some serious effort put by the government in R&D space. So let's recall the partnership with NVIDIA. It's the first of its kind in Middle East. It's called NVIDIA Innovation Center or AI Center. So basically going to work on large AI models.
How the technology transformation program and industry teach index provide the assessment?
Oh, technology transformation program and index technology.
Index provides assessment.
So these are the assessments to calibrate your current maturity level. Let's say you are a IT company, so there are various mechanisms to measure your operations, such as CMMI level 1, level 2, level 3. I think today we are at level 4, if not level 5. So these calibrate and understand what is your technology maturity. If you are a startup, if you have a product, so these are the maturity level of assessment that can assess if your product is ready to go to market, strengths, so that the government can provide you the right level of resources, infrastructure, and financial backing.
Question is about how is UAE addressing skilled labor needs?
There are amazing universities, colleges, vocational programs internships, apprentice, attract skilled labor from across the world. So you have in-country skill that is already existing.
Today we are speak about the manufacturing. So there is the question about how the UAE improve manufacturing value chains.
The bottom line is P&L. What I mean by P&L, profit and loss. How UAE can augment, can increase your current capabilities of your value chain. Look at the geographical location of UAE. It is connected with the world-class ports and top-notch airport infrastructure, the best cargo airport in the world. The current one is doing 15 back in 2020. Now it has gone up to 12, and I think it's just going to go up because the infrastructure provided, the skilled labor here, and agile fulfillment and various other political factors create a stability, increased key performance indicator on that value chain. So when we talk about any fulfillment from UAE, it would drastically improve because there are no import duty on your machinery import or your raw material, and trade agreements and partnerships with several growing countries such as India, Indonesia, in order to export to these countries, cutting your costs down drastically. So that's one of your value chain. There itself, you're driving your supply chain very effectively, efficiently. Very interesting. Government has eliminated 2,000, if I'm not wrong, or 2,500 unwanted bureaucratic procedures just to streamline your export, import, and your ease of doing business in this region is painless, streamlined, where there is certain measure in value when you look both at upstream and downstream supply chain. So now your supply chain networks are performing efficiently.
Can you provide some details about comprehensive economic partnership and agreements?
Yeah, the comprehensive economic partnership and agreement is part of trade agreements with certain countries. So where you have laws and consensus of certain rules on your export, import, ease of doing businesses with certain countries. When you export to these countries and your cost is drastically coming down. So when you look at several other countries, this is one of the best regions that is driven by these agreements, and they're realistic. They are going to drive overall efficiency and total landed cost at a very optimal price.
From the financial angle, how does moving to the UAE improve the profitability? Such a corporate tax for the earn profits on export, cost low, financing call, and all.
Yeah, you would definitely realize your when you perform your feasibility analysis in order to relocate to United Arab Emirates, whether it be Abu Dhabi or any of the Emirates. The idea is you look at something called feasibility analysis. When you do this analysis, your bottom line is to look at your P&L statement. Are we going to make some money? Or is it just going to waste everybody's time, resources, and a lot of time is just gone by.
It's always risk.
Yeah. So when we talk about the financial aspects of these reallocations or relocations, you start with incorporating a company. So there is 0% income tax, and there is 9% flat corporate tax if you are making your profit more than 375,000. So the idea is when you compare it, let's say you recall Singapore, they have flat 17% and they have income tax as well. And if you go Germany, US, it's flat 30%. You're still going to have that tough time to take profits to your home country. So I call it profit repatriation. You can 100% take all your profits back to your country or to your headquarters.
This is why everybody calls United Arab Emirates is the amazing country to move your business. Or
I completely agree.
Do business here.
I can completely agree.
Yeah,
100%.
They gives a lot of
No, let me
opportunity.
also tell you. So people
to
are not
people.
aware. Those days are gone where Dubai and UAE was on the grey list. United Arab Emirates is not on the grey list anymore. What I mean by that, there is stringent measures for anti-money laundering. It's on the top 5 ease of doing. What World Economic Forum always refer to as friendshoring. Friendshoring. So UAE is one of those countries that is apt for using the word friendshoring. Ease of doing with your allied countries. That if you measure that factor, this country has tons of points available. The point is, uh, friendshoring is the right word for the region because you have a lot of friends, highly stable political governance, and even when you look at the bureaucracy, as I mentioned earlier, there is zero bureaucracy. The government wants to eliminate all these unwanted middlemen, agents that want to make your job much miserable. Rather, government is trying to streamline and ensuring there is minimal bureaucracy. Even if you, let's say, if you want to incorporate your company, your manufacturing company in Singapore or in Germany or elsewhere, or I'm from India, let's say from India, it would take anywhere from 2 weeks to 3 weeks just to incorporate your company. Here, if not hours, it would take a couple of days to incorporate your company, and that's it. I mean, there you realize you're saving a lot of time. So if you want me to talk about right from the time, the moment you incorporate your company to fully commission your company, depending on your market, depending on the complexity of the products that you're going to generate, it would take anywhere between um, uh, um, 18 to 24 months. But when you compare this in across the world, there is a lot of significant difference. It may take 3 years, 36 months, 48 months. You never know, and there is huge bureaucracy, serious breaches in
Procedures,
the
yeah.
So that's it.
Thank you, Naveen. There is, I have a final pitch. Why OAE and why now? And also, what exactly BitKinetics do?
Okay. That's a great question to end this podcast with. Recollect Operation 300 billion. So these are some serious pouring in money into the sector, into FDIs, into training these companies, providing the resources. Why now? If not now, when? I say that for a very specific reason. When you have all the resources, when you have the tech infrastructure that is much more advanced than wherever you're operating today, and you're getting all incentives, training, and partnerships right from the moment you incorporate your company here, and you're realizing all the values and the magnitude of your dollar value or euros or Indian rupee, your currency immediately by reallocating, because your utility costs are very low when you compare. And your go to market strategy from Dubai is going to be much faster when you compare to launching any of your products elsewhere. Let's say now your operational unit is fully functional. If you want to shrink your lead times to export to the both worlds, Dubai is the place. And why now? This is a time where if you are incorporating your company, if you're bringing knowledge capital, current practices, current capabilities, there are a lot of avenues opening for you, whether it be adopting Industry 4.0. We, BitKinetics, bring a vast network of people and companies that can streamline, effectively establish organization, your manufacturing organization here, right from facility setup and designing your supply chain network, finding, sourcing right in-country value partners that are already existing, that there are about 3,500 companies with ICV certifications So which means it automatically opens door for you to those government contracts. You can directly work with the government. All that you have to do is partner with these ICV companies and get them on board. And we talked about R&D. You have access to advanced production lines and R&D clusters where you don't have to put your capital expenditure on you setting up your labs and doing all sorts of certifications. So these clusters help you directly to go use them as plug and play, and something like shared R&D facilities where you can partner in these programs and get eligibility. If you meet certain prerequisites, that's where we come in and we help you with these fulfilling these prerequisites, and we ensure that you meet these goals to participate, to leverage, to use the government provided instruments to augment capabilities. So costs are fixed, and your costs are relatively much lower here. Access to market, supply chain is streamlined, and you can leverage all the tools, infrastructure, and network and relationships that we are going to give you, and you can make a smart supply chain. So that's the end goal.
I actually been planning to ask you about the business function, but you already explained everything. So
Sure.
thank you so much. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you very much. I think you put a lot of value in creating these questions, and I hope I answered those questions. Thank you very much.